Okay.
All right. Welcome again to Ready to Love Review Season 6, Episode 7 or 8? 8.
I feel like
7.
this is 8. I feel like we're at
It's
8.
8.
Yeah.
Listen, this season is going really slow. I can't believe they haven't established the solid connections yet. That's
I
crazy.
agree. It's moving at a snail's pace right now. I'm really slow.
Everybody's creeping. I don't know what's going on. This is gonna be like the
Yeah,
gonna be
this
like
is
the
different.
longest season. It's going to be like the longest season. But the episode was good. I don't think it was as good as last episode, but it was good. What do you think?
To me, it gave a quite a. I had some interesting thoughts about this episode. Last week was pretty good too, but I can't say I was disappointed with this week either though. So
I was
we'll
not
see.
disappointed. I just think last week topped this week, but it was good. It was good. It was good. All right. So again, welcome to the beautiful Chelsea all the way. I like that. You see that color combination? It's nice. I see
Um,
what you're doing. Okay.
love colors. We love colors over here.
The color red, blue in the background, and everything. Okay. I
Yes.
like that. Yeah, all the way from Cary,
North,
North Carolina.
North
And I'm
Carolina.
Hot Rod representing BMO. We about to chop this thing up. Okay, we have a lot in store. Right, I can't wait when we get to the submissive part of the equation.
Here we go. So this week, you saw that the fellas were supposed to introduce all the ladies to the ladies who they're interested in to their best friends, the people their circle, and to get their feedback. So the fellas didn't waste any time jumping right in and introducing their friends. So the first person we had was Paul. Paul has well, he wanted Christina, well, Tina is what she goes by. He wanted her there, but Tina didn't really respond and is kind of being a little vague. And so she was a no-show. So he had Dakia and Carmen to meet his friend. I think his name was like Chill Bill. You know, they had these names. But anyway, he met his friend Chill Bill. She met, excuse me, the both of these ladies met
So they
Chill
have
Bill.
names.
They
That's
had these
funny.
names,
They have
you
these
know, like
names.
showing their age, if you ask me, but whatever. Um, so they met, and Dakia. It was kind of interesting that Dakia was there because her and Paul had never actually gone on a date before. So to me, it felt like she was kind of a filler, like she kind of like a fill the spot. But it pissed Carmen off. Um, because Carmen was like, "Why is she here?" And immediately, yeah. Again, I have made no bones about Carmen is not my choice on the show. So, but whatever. Between the two ladies, they both had their comments. They both, answered Chill Bill's questions, and ultimately, Carmen, like I said, she didn't understand why the kid was there. She began to take digs. Whatever. Um, but Chill Bill did say between the two of them, Carmen is someone that maybe he would have seen Paul with in the past, and maybe someone to kill would be more befitting for someone he would want to be in the future. So, what was your take on the whole situation there?
Well, first of all, I'm not mad at comment for being surprised to see Dakia there. I was surprised too. I don't know why you surprised. Were you not surprised?
I guess I would have been surprised, especially considering that he had never mentioned Dakia. But I wonder would she have had the same response had Christina been there? That's what I was kind of confused. Did she not like Carmen not being there? I mean, Dakia not being there, or another woman not being there altogether? That was what I was confused about.
I don't know. I was confused when I saw the Kia. I'm not gonna lie. I was very confused because they had no prior connection whatsoever, or even one-on-one date. They may have been on a group date, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that was surprising. But I must confess, right? I must confess, with Common, she does tend to overcompensate. I gotta give you.
Excuse me. What
See,
was that? I'm shocked right now. Okay, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
it pains me to say it, but she does tend to overcompensate. Yeah, she does.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I feel like a light bulb just went off. Like, oh my gosh, like he's getting it. let it go. He's getting it. He's coming into the light. Keep on
Oh man,
coming. Yeah, smart guy.
damn. You see, here's the thing though. My peeps, I tell it like it is with them, okay? Even though they're my peeps, like Poe, last week I was like, he's no longer my dude. But you see, he's going back up the line. He's going up. Like Poe is like the definition of started from the bottom, now we're here. That's Poe right there, okay? Don't play with my boy.
I think
All
he's
right?
getting better. He's getting better.
He's getting better.
Yes.
Whoa, look at all the reaction. They're like, what? Finally he said it. Oh shit, look at that. Oh man.
Finally, y'all. He's starting to see Carmen for what she is. Finally. Finally. With it, there's hope for you after all. Finally.
Listen, when I was watching that, when I was watching that, and Nakia was making comment about her eyes and shit, I'm like, damn. Listen, at the reunion, it's gonna be interesting. When she sees that on screen, she's gonna be really pissed. Talking about her blue eyes.
Clifton said something about her blue eyes in the beginning too. So those blue eyes have been mentioned a couple of times. So yeah.
Yeah. I think she does overcompensate. She does, I think she does too much to get the attention. That's what I noticed this time around. I noticed that. I was like, okay, that was a little turn off for me. A little bit.
Wow. Okay. I'm so proud of you. But yeah, ultimately I feel like it seems as if Paul really does like her. He was feeling Christina too, so I don't know. Right now, I'm trying to figure out like I said, him and Dakia had not gone on any dates. Christina didn't show up, and then Carmen is there. So it to me, it's interesting to see how this thing is going to play out between them. So we'll see.
Well, let me ask you: did he invite Christina on that date?
He was trying to, but she did not respond.
Oh, really?
So Christina was his first choice. Of course, he had two choices, Carmen and Christina. And so that's why I was saying I feel like Dakia was like there by default because he wanted two options there. But we'll talk more about Christina. But no, she did not respond, and so he needed someone else to fill her spot, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it. Well,
so
he's a smart man. He's smart for that.
So just throwing somebody in the mix because that's what it seemed like he did. He felt like he just threw her in the mix. But okay.
And she was thirsty on that date for Paul, though. She was.
You think so?
She was giving all the right answer. I can be a hood chick. I can be a classy chick. You remember all that comment she was making? I'm like, okay.
I mean, I feel like she showed up for the date and she put her, her best foot forward. I don't know. I'm torn on that. If she was really thirsty,
she was going hard.
Paul.
She was going hard. You got to remember, she's nobody's top pick yet, so that's why she was going hard.
That's true. Okay.
Okay.
Good point. Okay, so then you had Tori, who his friend Ashley met with Sabrina, and he was also supposed to meet with Ace. And so here's my thing with the Sabrina and Tori thing. I just really wish they would just throw in the towel, let this thing go, because yes, she's the main connection that he has, but he has been in his feelings since the beach house, and he has not let it go. And it's almost like it was as if she here, but why she here, and she bring gifts in and mixed signal. It was just like, Tori, just let you clearly are still in your feelings about this woman because you still have feelings for her, but you're hurt. And you're not playing the game well because you're hurt. So I really wish that they would kind of just say, hey, because Ace didn't even show up, be clear. So Tori, it was literally Sabrina talking to the friend, and then Sabrina felt some kind of way, which was I don't know. I had mixed feelings about that because I'm like, well, he was trying to see if the other woman was coming. It's a dating show. You got multiple dudes. Why are you tripping on that? Like, it was just kind of like a weird scenario going on in that day on that date right there. I just feel like they should let it go, but that's my thought.
I don't think you're wrong. I think first off, my boy Tori, he's not my boy. I disowned him a long time ago. he started off by playing the game wrong. That's where he started off, by playing the game wrong, by focusing all his attention on Sabrina. That's where he fucked up in the first place. And then, he got hurt. That was very obvious. Now you
Yeah.
have a choice, bro. You have a choice to continue or let her go. Now, if you decide to continue with the chick, you got to put the past behind.
Let
But
it go.
obviously, he hasn't done that yet. And that's what the struggle is. So now she is leading him on, which she's obviously doing. She's leading him on, and he's allowing her to do it. And that's what makes the whole thing hard to watch.
I'm gonna agree with you on that. I do feel that Sabrina knows that her stronger connection. She has two stronger connections, and she's literally at this point. I think she's like, just let him, cut him off, babe, cut him off. Like, put him out of his misery at this point, and stop playing with his emotions. And to me, that's how it feels. To me, it feels like she's playing with him at this point. I'm showing up. You watch, because even down to, you got to be careful, because you are sending mixed signals. You're coming in with gifts and stuff like like you're not feeling this dude. You're
No,
not.
she's not.
Let it
Look
go.
at her response. Her response to the answer. Oh, I'm just, I'm just here with the process. I'm open. I'm not ready for da 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 da. But when she was asked the same question, she started off by saying, I'm just dating, but at the end of the day, I want to get married. She said that. I heard that clearly, and she didn't mention anything about that when she was with Tori. And the body language, the hug she gave Demetrius, long hug, excitement. I'm like, clearly, dude, you're at the back burner of things, bro. You know it. We can feel it. Everyone knows it. She knows it. But at the end of the day, people will only do what you allow them to do to you.
Yeah,
That's just
that's
the
true.
bottom line.
That's true.
Allowing her to do it. He's a grown ass man. If he doesn't want to be in that space, he can remove himself from that space. So I'm not gonna beat on Sabrina too much, even though I know she's leading him on. But he's a grown ass man,
He
and
is.
he's saying it too. So
He
yeah,
is.
so you giving him gifts. That's a mixed signal right there.
I agree. I agree. I don't know what that's about unless you're just trying to, I don't know, keep all of your options even open. But to me, at this point, it's more so looking like greediness versus keeping your options open. You look greedy.
Well, two things can be true. She's
Yeah.
greedy and she's keeping her options open.
Yeah.
Because what if it doesn't work with Donovan and Demetria? She can always go back and he can be the fall guy. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm sure he will be happy to take her back. Yes, come back to my domain, my queen.
So then you had Ace who didn't show up, but which he said he was in his feelings about. So they met up on a date about to talk about that, and she pretty much self eliminated by saying, pretty much Vern was the person I was, he was my other connection. He's gone. And then I see how you pretty much, you are all into Sabrina, even though you and your feelings about things, how things happened. I'm not really being taken seriously. So I'm going to just go ahead on it and roll out. And I respect the Ace for that personally. Like, I'm not going to play your second best. If you're not interested, don't keep me around to play with my feelings. I'd rather just go ahead on. So I respect the Ace for that personally.
Yeah, I respect her for that, but I'll give her a C for not showing up or for no call, no show. At
I
least
agree.
send him a text and say, hey, I can't make it. I'll tell
Yeah.
you why later, or whatever the case might be. But then he's sitting over there. This guy keep embarrassing the Dread Crew every time he gets on TV. Again, this is week 3. He's embarrassing me. I gotta cut my hair at some point. I'm doing it. If he embarrasses me again, I'm cutting my hair. Okay, that's it. I'm done.
He does.
He's
I do think
he's
he's.
sitting over there. He's sitting over there calling another chick. What? Someone else is right next to you, dude. What the hell was going on?
I
Jesus
think he
Christ!
did
What?
that. Well, I don't know. I think he was trying to do that. I think he pretty much knew that the connect, even though Sabrina was there, I think Tori was very aware that this woman does not want me. Okay. So I think in his mind, let me see what's going on with the other person too. I think he was grasping for straws, like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose out on Sabrina. Sabrina's literally physically here, but she's not mentally or emotionally here. And then Ace was my other, I guess, Ace in the hole. She's showing up. So to me, I think he was grasping for straws.
He was, when that happened, I was like, dude, even before Ace decided to drop out, I was like, dude, just drop out, just drop out.
Yeah.
That was the point where you should be like, you know what, I'm out.
Yeah.
Just drop out, go home, pack your bags, and go home. You're making yourself look bad on TV, Tori. Come on, I'm begging you, Tori, please, come on now. From
He's
one
not.
dread crew, from one dreadlocks crew to the next one. Come on now.
He's going to allow himself to be eliminated, and probably by
Yeah,
Sabrina.
come on. Yeah, he's
So yeah.
yeah, I'm embarrassed for him. Sitting over there calling like, oh yeah, she's gonna pick up.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's making himself look pretty bad. Like, but he's been doing this for the last few weeks now, so there's no real big surprise of this behavior. So yeah, that was that. So then you had Demetrius, who also had Sabrina meet his friend, and now we're gonna roll into the part that you've been waiting so just patiently for. His friend says she asked him, "Hey, what type of woman do you think would be great for Demetrius?" And he says the S word. He says a woman who can be submissive. And that is an immediate trigger for Sabrina. She's like, whoa, 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 where are you going with this? I'm not submissive at all. And what she said was probably one of her biggest concerns about Demetrius. And so, yeah. So what's your take? I know you had some thoughts on the whole submissive thing and Sabrina, even with Sabrina's response. What's your take on that? Let me know. So,
all right, I gotta
ladies,
say,
don't beat them up too bad.
before I say anything, I know you guys probably gonna be ready to kill me in the comment section. Oh man.
We
But
want to hear your
listen,
piece. Speak your piece.
here is my objective analysis, all right? First of all, there was where she got it wrong. It was a missed opportunity for Sabrina. And I'll tell you why. When the friend mentioned he likes his woman to be submissive, she reacted, oh, da, 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 da. Being submissive is foreign to me. You're listing every reason why she's not submissive, as opposed to asking, what do you mean? That's all she had to do.
That's true.
And
Clarity.
that explains why most relationships fail, because people don't communicate.
I agree.
Ask, what do you mean? That was a missed opportunity, and I'm just sitting over there. Ugh, what the hell? Why are you going on doing all this stuff about I'm independent? I'm this. I'm that. What the hell? We don't want to know all of that shit. Address the issue at hand instead of just giving reason. You just make the whole thing even hard. And now Demetrius is sitting there looking at you now like, do I really want to put myself in this situation? That was an opportunity for her to gain the upper hand, get a better understanding about Demetrius, where you coming from. Because I realized being submissive, or just the word submissive, is a trigger word for a lot of women. That's what I noticed, and I think because people misconstrue what the word means, that is, in itself is a problem. Because if we want to go to the dictionary definition of being submissive, it's just being yielding to someone's will, right? But people confuse being submissive with obedience. Being obedient means you do what I tell you to do. That's what being obedience. You do what I tell you. If I give you a command, you do it. So once they hear the word submissive, people go like, oh, that means I'm going to be a slave. I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. I'm going to be a yes man. But that's not what being submissive is. That's not what it means.
I agree. I think the reason why the word submissive also gets such a heated word is because it's been abused. To be honest with you, you've had situations where women were submissive or attempting to be submissive, and they were in situations where the person didn't value them at all and took it on in that manner of somebody being a yes woman or whatever you say, like you said, more a commandment. And when it's right, really, why can't we be submissive to each other? If you want to be honest with you, like, or I feel like a lot of more women might be willing to be submissive if they had the right person to be submissive to. So there's a lot of things that are caveats to that, and no one ever really discussed that. They just go in what women should do, and it's like, no, it comes with some parameters. So yeah, I agree. More clarity should have been spoken on that.
Yeah, it was an opportunity for really good dialogue, and that explains why a lot of relationships fail. For me, I'm sitting there looking at her. She's been married for what, 6 years, and you are
6 or 7, yeah.
6 or 7 years, and you're approaching communication this way. What did you learn from your 6 years of marriage? To just go off like that and not even asking a question to understand the other person. Let's get to the meaning. I have the definition up here. It means to humbly share your opinion with him. It means not to invalidate him, especially in front of others. It means trusting his decision as a leader while feeling empowered to give your own point of view. So now tell me what's wrong with that definition.
Oh, absolutely nothing wrong with it. I feel like what needs probably taking place that you need more women who can discuss to each other what that means, especially and with men. I feel like we need to have more men who need to understand the definition of what it means. It does not mean that someone, and I love the part that mentioned leadership, right? Because if
Mhm.
a woman is trying to be submissive to a man, but you lack leadership and you don't know what your actual divine place is, what you gonna do with me? You don't know who you are. So,
Right.
it's a whole nother story for another day. But I'm just saying it's layers to it. And I feel like sometimes you have situations where men just say, I'm a man, be submissive, or you should submit to me, and he has no idea what that even means or what his role is in that. So yeah.
Yeah, you can be submissive as a man by submitting to the love language of your wife. You can be
Absolutely.
submissive in that regard as a
Yeah.
man. You can be submissive by listening to her. You
Yeah.
know, just listening. You can be submissive.
Yeah.
Because being submissive does not mean you are in a vulnerable position where you can't speak your mind. You have no say. It's more like a what I say go situation. No.
Yeah.
I live in a household with my mom and dad, and I can tell you this much. My mom was no pushover, and I grew up in Africa. Obviously, you can tell, right? If you can't tell now, I'm African. Okay, but my point is, my mom in African culture, obviously the man is the head of the household. That's just how it goes.
Hmm.
It's a predominantly male society. That's what it is, right? But that doesn't mean women have no place in the household. The woman is the head of the home, and the man is the head of the household. You see the difference?
So you mean it's like she is like
She's the head of.
over
She's the head of
children?
the.
Is that what you mean?
Well, taking care of the home is not just limited to children,
But then okay, explain it.
right?
Explain the difference to me then.
Okay, there's a difference. That one of the difference is being the head of the household. You are the provider and the protector,
Okay.
right?
Right.
Being in charge of the home. You take care of the home and make sure the house is well kept. Make sure your husband is well taken care of. Help raise the kids when your husband is not around, providing. That's one way, right? And then I also saw my mom and dad working together. It was never a situation wherein my dad was just like this guy who was just the boss making
Hmm.
decisions. My dad. I'll tell you this before we change the conversation. He didn't go to church, but he never stopped my mom from going to church. Not once.
Okay.
He never went to church. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So in that regard, that's an example right there. So it's all about communication and working together as a team, But yeah, he was the head of the household, but that didn't minimize the role of my mom in the household. They consult with each other. So for her
I understand. I understand.
saying being submissive is foreign, I was like, how is it foreign when you were married for 6 years?
Well, I think it depends on like how her husband ran. Because okay, listen to how you're talking about your mom and your dad. There are situations where it's more of a shared experience.
Responsibility.
Absolutely. So it may not be one person over the other. In certain instances, in some traditional homes where you might have the mother do it one way, the father do it the other, and then this last type of last say so tends to be on the man many times. In some households, that's not the case. So in Sabrina's former marriage, it could have been a situation where she kind of, ran things the way she wanted to run it, and her husband didn't really give her a lot of flack about it. So it kind of just depends on the reason why I'm mentioning it like that is I feel like I said the submissive word, it really is a trigger for a lot of women because a lot of women
It
are
is.
used to running their own homes and you live in their lives a certain kind of way. And for a man to come and say, to use the word, I'm just saying, just have a conversation,
Right.
go in depth on what you both want and see if you can make it work. That's how I see it,
Yeah. And,
because
and Demetrius also, he failed in that regard to actually explain what he meant by he likes a submissive female or whatever
Yeah,
the case. He should have stepped in at that moment, but he just let it play it out and didn't say anything. So two of them got it wrong.
which was a mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake on her part and his part.
Yeah,
So
I agree. So again, now you got a red flag there.
what is the red
So,
flag?
the red flag is that submissive for not being
Oh yeah,
attacked a little bit more and more clarity. They're gonna need more, and I think they're probably gonna get it, but she's gonna need more clarity, and he's gonna need to give more clarity. So
yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Then you had Clifton,
Hmm.
who his friend met with both Joy and Dakia, and both, like, again, Joy, I've continued to say, is my favorite on the show. She's continued to be my favorite on the show, and this episode was no different.
Who's your
She
favorite?
came,
Joy's your favorite?
just my favorite.
Yeah, yeah.
I like how she carries herself. I like how she really doesn't have a lot of. I don't see any. I think she's positive. I just like her overall. I just like her whole being on the show. And so Dakia was on the show, was there with the friend. She gave it a shot. I gotta give it. Dakia gave it her best shot. But like I knew, Joy knocked it out the park with no problem, per usual. Wasn't bothered by anything that was, she heard and she got a chance to see Clifton's connection with Dakia, but again, wasn't phased. And yeah, I'm Team Clifton and Team Joy. But you do see that Clifton still has decisions for himself to make. He's not all the way there. He's continued to say that, and Joy's aware of that. So I'm hoping they make it. But I think even the friend said between the two, Joy is probably the better pick.
Listen, what we see on the screen does not translate necessarily to reality. I think, if anything, the situation between Tori and Sabrina, that's a good reference point to go back to.
Yeah,
Listen, Clifton, I've been telling you guys, Clifton has something going on for Dakia. He definitely does.
he does.
Okay, watch the way they exchange between them. They share cups. They feed each other. He defends the Kia even during the deliberation. He's never done that for Joy. Never. He
Yeah,
defended her.
yeah.
And I think when Paul mentioned the Kia, he was like, "Oh, it's on." Okay,
I did peep that.
so pay attention. Pay attention. Yes, having a great connection does not necessarily translate into them ending up on the show together. I don't necessarily think so.
I
I wouldn't
agree.
be surprised. I
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up choosing the Kia. Maybe he probably needs something different. He probably doesn't need someone who's a reflection of who he is.
Good point. I mean, I agree.
You know.
I think the thing with Clifton, and I could be wrong, I think Clifton feels like, and I'm not wrong. Clifton pretty much knows that he has Joy sewed up.
Yes.
So I think, and if you start paying attention to the way men work, for the most part, for a woman that they think they have sewed up, they just pretty much, not saying they put you on the side, but I think he still sees that, okay, the key is on my radar. I see other men still trying to come for her. Joy's pretty much, I kind of can put her to the side for right now because she's my ace in the hole. But I still have other options because I'm not totally sold on Joy, but she's still my top connection. But I think the reason why I know you keep saying how basically he does other things, he shows more affection towards the Kia, it's because he's thinking like a man. She's sold up. I don't have to do those things at that moment. I still got to work for this one over here. Y'all pretty much, once you start watching, y'all can read you like Lotto. I mean, it's like, you can, you pretty much can kind of tell how he's doing Joy, but I
I can
think he
tell.
still will choose Joy in the end.
I can tell you read think like a man and act like
I did no such thing.
you
I just
did
been
you
paying
did read that
attention.
book,
I've been
didn't you?
paying attention.
You read that book, huh? You
I
did.
did not. I did not.
Okay. Yeah, I
But no,
agree
I
with you.
do think that's why he's doing that. I think he knows that everyone knows it pretty much, that he has Joy. So I feel like he's kind of trying to put another egg in his basket, almost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Joy does not give him that challenge, right?
Right.
Some guys like the challenge. It's a thrill
Yeah.
for them,
Yeah.
and that territorial thing,
Yeah.
another guy chasing that girl. Okay, I'm gonna show I got the bigger ego. I'm the alpha in this situation.
Yeah.
That's why he actually told Paul, bring it on.
Yeah.
during the deliberation,
Yeah.
right? It's an ego thing. A lot of
Yeah.
testosterone going on. That's part of it, and
It
that could
is.
lead him down. That could lead him down the rabbit hole. I'm
True.
just saying that
True.
could lead
It's
him
true.
down the rabbit hole, and he will end up forgetting about his connection with Joy, and next thing you know, the Kia will be the one going home with the price. I
Good
wouldn't be
point.
surprised if that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
I agree. Joy still is my favorite. I just really wish that she would give one more guy. Sometimes you got to let these men know. I just really wish she would give one more guy a shot
Too
because
late.
it's just you have to with men and how they are. You can't. Sometimes you just cannot let them know that you're that smitten with them because it's unless you get one that's this unless you get a level headed one.
Damn, you've been
Sis,
studying.
I'm just
You've been.
saying, you have to. Hey, as a person who's had to learn, you have to understand how this thing goes. It can backfire, and I feel like this one right now, she's just too eager. And even if you were, tell your friends, tell someone else, but don't say it so he knows it so easily. That's the thing. I just wish that's the only thing I wish she would do differently. Just back up and just simmer down a little bit so he doesn't know. Oh, she really, really, really wants me. That's the only thing I wish Joy would do differently.
But I've been saying it for the past 3 weeks. I mean, I've been saying it. I mean, she thinks she got it like that, and she's not open to any other guys. She was not open to LeBron. She was not. She was just toying around with
Yeah.
him. That's what she was doing. She was never open to LeBron. She was playing with him. That's what it was. Clifton is her guy, and she's riding with Clifton to the moon, to the sun, and back
Which is
to Earth.
nothing wrong with that if he was riding with you. You know what I'm saying? If y'all in this thing together, okay, great. But he's still weighing his options, so yeah, that's the
And
only
he
thing.
never defended Joy during the deliberation, not once. Even
Yeah,
when Donovan mentioned, I don't have no, she's my least connection because I haven't had any date with her. He kept quiet. But
he did.
when someone mentioned the Kia going home, he defended her.
Good point.
Yeah. So
Good point. Good point. So you're right. He might pull a okie doke. You never know. So yeah, good point. She might as well put a ring on it. Good at this point. I agree. So
yeah.
then you got Donovan. So Donovan went out with, well, Christina showed up for him. She showed up for him, and then Sabrina they went on a date with Phil, which is his best friend Phil. And so Tina made a. I guess to me, Tina is kind of. I don't know if her head is not in the game, or she just is kind of burnt out and not feeling it because she was there but not really present. So it seemed as if it was just an engagement between Sabrina, Phil, and Donovan. At that point, she was just kind of sitting there, and so um, yeah, I definitely feel like Donovan is it's neck and neck with Demetrius right now, and I think she really likes Demetrius. I don't know, Phil he basically said she sounded like she was trying to be too perfect. Uh, between the two, he did. I don't know. I can't even really pick up. He said basically Christina wasn't even present, and then Sabrina's answers were pretty perfect. So I don't know about that. I mean, with Donovan, it's a toss up. I don't really know.
What
Who
what don't you really know?
I mean, I don't really know which one he would lean towards. I mean, because he likes Sabrina. Yes, he does like Sabrina. He mentioned the part about if she wants children, he's open to it. But I'm not completely sold on Donovan towards Sabrina either. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah. So as far as Tina goes, I think I've been saying it again for the past couple of weeks. She is not sincere. And she's not genuine about the whole process. It's very clear and obvious. She's not in the game. Her head is not in the game. She's not genuine about the process. She's not.
She
And
said she's
again,
feeling overwhelmed. She said she's feeling overwhelmed. She said dating multiple people is overwhelming to her.
Lord have mercy.
That's
Okay.
what the woman said.
This is what my grandma says. I can smell bullshit from a mile away. Okay? So stop it. Listen.
She said it's an overwhelming process. I don't know. Like she
No,
was barely
no,
there, so I don't know.
It was not overwhelming when she was dating Wiley, the young cat. And she was dating Paul at the same time and Donovan. She had three connections. It was not overwhelming. Now all of a sudden it's overwhelming. You notice the change ever since she had that date introducing the guys to her ex. The
Yeah.
ex, that ex, I told you he was up to something. That young boy, he was up to something. He was up to no good. He probably got in her head again. Because his plan was to mess up Hush, whatever situation she got going on with these two guys. That was his goal. I can bet you on that one. That young cat, that's what it was. I'm sure that's her baby daddy. I wouldn't be, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. That's what's going on
I
with her
don't
right
think
now.
it was. I don't think it was a baby daddy, but I think that he. I feel like whatever he did not help the situation. I know it was a red flag for Demetrius, and it didn't technically. It didn't stop Paul. Paul did say that her ex never said if she was ready for love. Paul noticed that point, but he still wanted her to come on that date. So she still had Paul coming for her after that, and Donovan
He could have
showed
he could
wanted
have
her
asked
to.
the question though. Paul could have asked the
He
question. I
could
don't
have, yeah,
understand.
he
You
could have.
going to meet an ex. If I'm sitting next to an ex, I'm asking all the questions about you. Okay,
Yeah,
tell me about her. Like what? How does she react when she's angry? I want to know all of that stuff. Like
yeah.
So Paul, come on, get out of here, my man. But like
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, with Christina, I'm telling you, man, she's not in the game. She's not. I don't think she's genuine about the whole process. She's just not genuine. Again, she's used to having her way with guys, and that's not what's going on here again. That's part of the situation too. Going over there on the date, seeing a pretty girl like Sabrina across the table, that threw her off her game. It may have thrown her off her game when she got there. She's like, oh, there's a pretty girl.
Possibly.
There's a pretty girl
Possibly.
across the table too. I'm not the only pretty girl on this show who's after this guy. And she couldn't handle herself in the situation. Even Donovan asked her, "Are you not eating?" She's like, "Already ate." You already ate and you go into a date? Come on, that was a lame excuse right there. You gotta peek on all this stuff. She was bullshitting. Yeah, she's going home. She's going home next.
I do see her going home out of the women in the group. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Carmen. So I would say probably the next woman will be Tina. So I agree with you there.
Yeah,
So
she should go home.
lastly, you saw Paul and Dakia went on a date because he said based around the date she had with the group date with his friend, they should give it a try. So they went out, had a conversation. Looks like they might see where things go. So yeah, we'll see. I don't really see them two hitting it all, but I feel like it's for the show, and I feel like they're doing this because in previous seasons I've never seen so many people kind of self eliminate because you've had two so far. You had Eric, and now you've had Ace, and so to me they're kind of reshifting connections to kind of see if they can keep it going. So
But Laverne kind of self-eliminated
he
too.
kind of, but they eliminated him, but he just went out with a bang himself. But yeah, so they've had so many people. It's kind of like you having to shift things around. But yeah, we'll see. I don't see Paul and Dakia, but it's you got to do what you got to do to keep the show going. I
But
guess.
you know what I noticed though? Donovan did not invite Carmen,
Carmen, he didn't.
and then Demetrius did not invite Sabrina.
He didn't invite Christina.
Yeah, Christina, Tina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I
So
think he was already. I think the ex turned him off from
I
Christina.
told
And
you.
then Carmen, I'm not sure why he didn't. Well, I guess he went with his top two. I'm guessing the reason why he didn't invite Carmen. I don't know.
But he
So
was defending. He was defending Carmen in the deliberation.
yeah, he
He
was. I
did.
saw that. Yeah,
Yeah, he defended her. Yeah. And I'm saying to myself, well, dude, if you're gonna defend her, why didn't you invite her to meet your friend?
true. That's true.
Yeah. So that deliberation, what do you think? What do you think about it? I have an interesting take on it.
Well, I think if someone was going to be eliminated, um, I was thinking it was going to be Ace anyway. So by Ace choosing to leave, it is what it is. But yeah, I don't really have much to say on it because, like I said, the person who I think should go home probably gonna make it to the end. So the men are gonna defend who they defend. And I know I saw people say, I've never had a date with this person. I don't have a connection with this person. And that's to me how you eliminate people. But yeah, I don't really have a take on their deliberation personally.
I like the way it went. That's how it's supposed to happen, and that's what I've been advocating for the longest. Like you can't just say I don't like that person and don't give a reason. So they kind of challenge each other during the whole process, which I love. That's how it's
Yeah.
supposed to be, And finally, Tommy is getting his head out of his rear end because he's been sleeping. He's not doing a lot during this season, for real. Tommy, he's playing around. What is he doing? He's not giving the guys advice. He's not mentoring them. He's not giving them direction. He's not doing a lot. He's just letting the process
Yeah.
flow, and that's why the connection is not established yet. In this late in the game, it's like week 8, and you guys still don't have.
Yeah, we're pretty late in the game not to be having your connection
Yeah,
pretty much made. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. So I like the exchange with the guys. Everyone going back and forth, challenging each other. Why this person should go home or why this person should not go home. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Give reasons why. Don't just say, "Oh, this person because of this." Okay, well then the guys were sticking up for the girls.
Yeah.
Paul was sticking up for the Kia, which I like. That's pretty good. That tells me he really likes her. You know, and then he mentioned some stuff about my girl comment that she's superficial, and I'm like, oh
And
man,
she is. And she is.
yeah. But
So I mean, but hey, Donovan came to her defense, and like I said, I think she's gonna make it to the end personally.
you think
So
she's gonna make it to the end?
I think that they like that foolishness. So I think she's gonna make it to the end. And
With who? With who?
Carmen, I
Comment.
think she could. I think it's gonna be Paul with Paul. I think who's gonna get. I think who may not make it to the end, and I'm standing behind it. I think it's gonna be the kid.
The Kia is not gonna make it to the end.
I feel like unless Clifton does a total, he really goes ahead and says, listen, I know I got this connection with Joy. I know she's been my number one, but you know what? It's something about the Kia. I'm going to go with the Kia. That's the only way she's going to make it to the end. It's not going to be with Paul. Paul going to stay with Carmen. I see he going to stay with Carmen.
Really?
I think so.
Nah, not after that comment he made about her being superficial. I don't think so. Mm-mm. And he defended the Kia, so nah. And now he also has a challenge from Clifton. Guys like that competition, that challenge. So
I think that the reason why he defended the Kia is because he knows Christina is out. Paul is not stupid. Paul wants him two choices. That is why I think Paul defended. You not sending the kid home just yet. I need two. Christina's out. Christina ain't even showing up for me, so I can't count on her no more. Let me reel the kid in. That's what I think. Unless they have this wonderful weekend at this next place, and maybe they will. Maybe the kid and him will hit it off because it looked like Joy is sinking her teeth into to Clifton.
listen,
So we'll see. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I mean, I am not saying keep Carmen. Please send her home. But I feel that the men will come to her defense and someone's gonna choose her. That's what I think.
uh, yeah, Carmen has been my girl, but I don't know if she's gonna make it to the end.
No? Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I
Maybe
think
Paula surprised me.
as of now, I think Joy has a solid position in the game. Sabrina, she's definitely gonna make it to the end.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know they need 4 people, right? 4 couples to make it to the end. So we
Yeah.
have Joy, we have Sabrina, and now we only have Dakia, Carmen, and who
Tina.
else?
Tina.
Tina is out.
Yeah, she
So
could be out.
so those are the 4 women. So if Tina is out, we only have 4.
Yeah. I guess you're right.
So the guys just got to figure
So
out.
which one of the men? So I guess it'll come down to Demetrius or Donovan, maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe, yeah,
Um.
yeah.
Yeah. Now
Adios, Carmen.
who's gonna end up with who now? That's the main question.
Yeah,
Because
this season
Christina
is
is out of.
interesting because it's never been this You've been able to kind of tell who likes who by now, and honestly, I really don't know. Based on how they're going, is you don't know.
Unless Tommy kind of makes the whole thing interesting by saying only three people make it to the end. I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy threw a curveball again, like he always does, and
Yeah,
said
he
this
might.
season only three couples will be making it to the end. And I think that's exactly what he should do. Three
Yeah,
couples you make it to the end to make it more interesting. Because if it's four, it's not gonna be interesting. Because
yeah.
Christina is pretty much out of the game. So you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be interesting.
And if Dakia, and I feel like if Dakia and Paul get together, I think it's forced and it seems fake. Just being honest.
Also, you telling me you weren't surprised seeing her on a date, but now you're telling me it's
I
forced
knew
and
why
it's
she was there. He because again, I think Paul is being strategic. I need two options. I don't think Paul wants to get down to just one woman yet. I need two options to make sure I'm safe. Because there was no other reason for you to invite Dakia to that date. So that's why I feel like, okay. And then based on how that date went, he said, well, you know what? Let me go on a real date with her because he hadn't done that.
so what
You
does
know?
that tell you about what does that tell you about the Kia then? She's not stupid either. She's playing the
Right.
game
I think
right.
she want to stay on the show too. Like that. Yeah, that's what
Exactly.
that's
So
yeah.
they're using each other if that's the case. They're playing the
True.
game right. They're playing the game right. Unlike Tori, who put his egg in one basket and now he's in his
He
feeling,
he put his egg
you
in one
know,
basket and could never recover. Like he was
and
hurt.
never recovered. Now
Yeah.
he's roaming around. He's roaming around, like
Like a sick
um
puppy.
oh yeah. Yeah, he should just bow out. But you
Yeah.
never know though. It will get interesting. I can't wait for next week. Two days.
I'm telling you, he's going home. He's going home. Because I'm telling
Anything
you,
can
this is why
happen.
I'm telling you he's going home. It's three men there for this woman to choose from. You already on the bottom. That means the top two, they gotta F up. They really got to do something wrong for him to swoop in and be able to stay. It's Tory.
Uh,
He going home.
let's check the guys. Let's dissect the guys. Now we already did the females. We have
Okay.
Clifton. Clifton is definitely safe.
Yeah, definitely.
Who else is safe? Donovan seems like he's safe.
I think Donovan's safe.
You know who's not safe in my book?
Demetrius.
Demetrius. Demetrius is not
Because
safe.
technically Demetrius kind of did the same thing as Tori. Um,
Not
because even though
necessarily.
he gave
He started
Christina
off.
a chance, but Christina blew it with that date with her. So now he's not gonna give her the time of day anymore. So he's now back to just Sabrina. Same thing. He should have given somebody else a chance.
Brandy said it's not supposed to be a game. You're right, Brandy, but the reality is it's a show.
But it's a show, so you got to do a process of elimination. So it's like they don't.
Yeah,
It's not a game, but it's a
it's
game.
not a game. It's not a game, Brandy. It's not a game. It's more, you
It's not a
know,
game, but it's a game. Like technically,
it's a
no,
game.
technically it's not a game, but it's a game. If you think, yeah, it shouldn't be, but it is. But
It's not,
unfortunately, it is.
it's not a
Without
game. It's not a game, but it's a game.
yeah,
Okay, I see how you get down. All right,
yeah.
you look like you'll be playing this game right when you're up there. Huh? You look.
I don't have the process of I
Yeah,
don't
you
keep my
got
eggs in the
you got all
basket.
the.
Yeah,
You look like you're gonna be playing the game right when you get on there. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Then
It's
all the
not a
tips.
game, but it's a game. So,
But it's a game.
yeah. So yeah,
I feel you on that one.
I get
Yeah,
it.
it's not a game, but it's a game. I like that.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, yeah, I mean, we have Donovan, I think, and then we have
Paul.
Clifton. You know what I think about Paul though? I think these women are just tolerating Paul because of what it is. I don't think after
Now
the show.
I would say Carmen could keep him safe. Because who else does she have? Okay, even though Donovan defended her, Donovan didn't choose to take her out with his friends. So to me, you're letting me know you're not taking me that serious. So technically, Paul would be her only one. So to me, they would kind of keep it. Yeah, I get Paul going out with the Kia. That's one thing, but I feel like making sure that he keeps Carmen around could make sure he stays on the show.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I don't think these women are really feeling Paul. He's just being tolerated. He's just being tolerated. That's what it is. I don't think they're really feeling him. Like Brandy's saying, it's not supposed to be a game, but some of these people are actually on here playing games. That's just what it is. I just heard my boy Dante from the previous season just
Gone.
he cheated
Gone.
on Aisha.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
for some of these people, it's a game. And I was telling you, like Dante, I didn't trust him. Remember, I kept saying it.
You did say that. Just like I
Like,
didn't trust Jason from before. And guess what? Same thing. So yeah.
yep.
So
So,
yeah.
well, it's gonna be interesting. Living together for 2 days, anything can happen. So
True.
you never know. Maybe Tori might get back up on the food chain.
He's not.
You don't know. You never know. Just never know. I've been watching these shows like from the first season. A lot of shit happened. By just living together for one night, and we talking about 2 nights.
Yeah.
What
Maybe,
if?
you know what? Maybe
What
I'll be
if?
blown away.
Yeah. What if somebody get jilted and then end up trying to pay back and then use Tori and then they connect? You never know. Use Tori as the fallback guy and then they connect. That can happen. Because you see
Okay.
Dakia going into Clifton's room and she saw the bag and she's getting all worked up.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
True,
saying?
true, true, true. You got a point there. You got a point. You never know.
Anything can happen. Everybody
You're
walking
right.
around. These
You're
women are
right.
gonna be walking around in some enticing outfits.
This is true. I think we gotta watch and see. You're right. I'm not gonna say Tory for sure. You're right because he could be somebody's rebound guy. That's what it'll be. Rebound. And it might be Tory is safe because he's a rebound guy. So you never know. You're
And we
right.
saw Donovan on the phone trying to call Christina.
Yep.
He looks like he was crying.
He did not.
He did. I was looking at his eyes like it was crying. She's not picking up. Christina.
He did. Yeah, I think Christina don't want to be there personally, but yeah. So yeah, next week will be interesting to see what this weekend, these 2 nights together, how it plays out. You're right; it could they could change the whole trajectory of everything. So we shall
Anything
see.
can happen. Anything can happen. But
Yeah.
before we go there, I think I noticed Sabrina mentioned something about that I forgot to mention. She mentioned something about Donovan during the date when his friend Phil said he has been through a lot. He has seen Donovan at his worst and his
Yeah.
best, and she mentioned something about red flag. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
and I didn't. Good
How is
point. I'm
that a
glad
red
you
flag?
brought that up. I don't understand why that's a red flag.
I didn't understand either. The guy's being vulnerable by bringing his friend, and his friend is telling you about him. You should keep that in good faith. How is it a
Right.
red flag?
Because my friends could say the same thing about me. I've seen her up, I've seen her down. So what? Like that's what friends that can see you. So um yeah, I didn't quite get what she meant by that. So yeah, that didn't make sense to me either.
Yeah, and she also said, at the cabin, she said he's not ready to love. He got a lot of stuff going on. I don't because he just got out of 3 months, been single for 3 months or something.
Yeah, whatever it was, it had not been long. Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out was that his marriage or another relationship.
Ooh. I'm not sure. I thought he said it was more time between his marriage and being on there. Because if it wasn't, I would be questioning him as well. If this is your marriage and you're on here and you're just divorced and you 3 months, I would be questioning him too. So that's why I'm like, maybe it was only a relationship that he was 3 months shy out of. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, but my boy Demetrius, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes home though, because at this point he already messed up with that submissive statement and he didn't clarify.
He did not.
And now Sabrina got in her head that she's not down with that submissive shit. What is he
So
gonna
what
do?
he could do is he could clarify though and come and convince her of, hey, I'm more open minded. It's not like that. He could possibly.
Not, not buying that. She's
No.
not a Sabrina's smart. She's a smart woman. She's not a dummy. She's smart. You know,
Okay.
I could call Sabrina a sleaze bag and everything else, but not dummy. She's smart. She's not
We'll
falling for that.
see. We shall. I mean, right now it does look like she really is feeling Donovan, but it looks like this next episode she's gonna have some more questions. So we'll see.
And Donovan might be more interested in Christina.
Who I think is not interested in anyone. So yeah, this episode, I mean, this season is really kind of weird to me. Like,
Very weird. I agree.
yeah,
Very, there's no established connection except Clifton and Joy, but Clifton is still
it's not
looking
solid.
around.
Yeah, it's not solid. So
So, yeah.
yeah. So this week was pretty interesting to see the friends, to see how the friends responded to the women, and seeing who's showing up, who cares, who decided to say I'm just gonna leave out altogether, and then Tori, bless his heart. So yeah, this was an interesting week. I'm gonna say that.
It was. I still think last week was better, and I'm looking forward to next week. I think next week will be pretty good. It'll be interesting. Be a lot of smooching going on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
something in the household. It'll be interesting.
Maybe Joy will surprise us and flirt with someone else. Maybe,
It's not out of the realm of possibility.
maybe
It is not.
it would be
She
smart
could.
of her to do it, but I don't know if she's thinking like that. So
I think the thing with Joy, we like to think Laverne was cocky. I think Joy is cocky too, and she tends to be condescending. She
you
does.
said that. I don't get that from her. I get that she likes what she likes and she goes for it, but she's not thinking clearly. But I don't get that it's
She
cocky.
tucks down. She tucks down to the other guys. She does. She did it a lot. She did it with Laverne. She did it with Paul. She did it with a couple of other guys.
Okay. I,
Yeah.
I see your point where she can kind of be like when she can ask certain questions and how she asks them. But I think it's based on, hey, I got my thing sold up. This is what I want. Why are y'all even talking to me? That is what I get from her, which I think is a mistake. But
Yeah. Ace was my favorite on the show. You
okay,
know, she was my favorite.
okay, I respect that.
Yeah. All right. 1-1. We're gonna be here next week. Ready for the big one. It's gonna be interesting.
Yes, next week should be really good. I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out.
See, Brandy says she won't. She will be sleeping with Clifton, pissing the key off.
She will, but the thing of it is, even though she might do that, you can't say we don't know what Clifton might do to piss Joy off. You know what I'm saying? Because she's gonna have more time to see him interact with Dakia. So she might be in the bed sleeping with him, but he's still not totally sold on her. So you might be playing yourself, and that's the thing. You don't really know how it's gonna play. But good point, Brandy. That is probably what she's gonna do, but it might backfire.
I think Clifton is gonna give Joy the first night, and the second night is gonna go to the Kia, and that can create some
That's gonna
conflict.
be a problem. That's gonna be a
That will
problem.
be, yeah. I think that's what he's gonna do. Because
Yeah,
Clifton is gonna do. He's gonna do what he wants to do. That's what I've seen him.
that is
With
true.
him,
That
he's
is
gonna
true.
do what he wants to do. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does that.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna give the first night to Joy because that was his first connection, and then the second night he's gonna give that time to the Kia. You
And
know,
maybe that would be a learned lesson to Joy.
it will be a learned lesson. And you know why he would want to do that? I don't think he's that stupid to go on that 2-day trip without giving some time to the Kia. Only because the man in him wouldn't allow himself to do that because that competition coming from Paul, he wouldn't allow himself to let that go.
Good
I
point.
can see that happening right there.
But that might be you on point. You're onto something there because him disappointing Dakia with that will give Paul the opportunity to swoop in, thus knocking Carmen out. Hopefully, so yes, go. Let's see
Oh,
it.
look at you. See, you really don't like comment. Look at
I really don't
that.
like her, so this might be her. This might be the final shove that she needs to get out of there. Good point. Way to go. Thank you for making that point. I like it.
Listen,
Yeah.
say what you want about. Listen, say what you want about comment. She's a big girl. She knows how to handle herself. You
She
know,
knows
I
how
have
to.
no.
She all she got to do is lead with sex, and she's gonna be right back in the game because she don't lead with nothing else. Be clear,
Okay, so
but
that's a winning strategy.
it is not. It is not. But only a fool will fall for it. So if she keeps going with it, I'm just saying. Because think about it. What else do we know about Carmen other than that she is a boss and likes to have like sexual flirty conversations. Those are the two main things we know about Carmen.
Apparently, she got a good job.
Okay, she work in the industry
Oh yeah, that's
and she
something.
has a son.
Yeah, I mean, Carmen is not all bad. She wouldn't be someone that I would date,
Carmen is
but
someone who I feel like came with a very superficial side, but never gave any depth. So that's why I question, like, why does she keep staying? Even this week, Donovan came to her defense. I don't want her to change. I like how she is. Well, how is she? I would love to know because all I see.
he's talking about her personality, who she
Oh, is
is.
that
That's
what it
what,
is?
yeah. He's talking about he's talking he's talking about her personality, and she's not going to change that.
She's
Not
not.
at that
She's
age.
not.
Not changing that.
She's not.
That's just what it is. What you see is what you get with
That is true.
Carmen.
That is
I
true.
guess maybe it's just me. I like a confident female, so I can vibe with Carmen. In
I
as
don't
much
think
as
I don't think she's confident, but I think it's fake. But if you can put it on and pretend to be confident, and if you like that, that's one thing. But it's not regular. It's not real. But we digress. We digress.
I think she's overcompensated. I already said that. I already
You did.
yield. I yielded.
You did.
Okay, she
You did.
overcompensates sometimes. She does, but I don't see Carmen going home without making some connection. She's a bad chick. She's gonna be moving right next week. I can tell you that. She's gonna get what she wants and have it away. You heard the friend of Phil. He said that. He's like, "Oh, I think you control the guys," and she does.
She does. I mean, yeah. She knows how to lure them in. Jezebel. They can do it. So yeah, she's good. So yeah, sure.
Oh,
She
see that? See that? Good. Finally.
she
Oh.
she's good at what she does. I'll say that. At making yeah. I'm gonna say that. So yeah,
She is good. She's good at what she does.
at what
Give it
she
to
does.
her.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's
I
good
can
at
give
what
it
she
to
does.
her. If I want to be a temptress, I will take on some tips from Carmen. You're right.
Oh, really? Just don't go with the blue
Never.
how you
You
call
ain't
it?
ever got to
Contact
worry about me showing with no blue contacts.
blue
Nowhere.
contact.
Nowhere. So, but
That was
yeah,
funny.
next week should
Funny.
be interesting. We'll see how it plays out. Looking forward to it.
I am too. I am. I can't wait. Yep. Said blue contact isn't confident. Her confidence is fake.
Thank you. It's fake all day, but it's enough if you're not paying attention. Like, you can see in past seasons, even I would call Joy confident, even if I don't like it how she does it. Sabrina from last season, those are confident. I think her name was Joy. The other season in Houston, I think she
Yeah.
was confident. That's to me real confidence because it doesn't really have to. You don't have to take jabs at other women. You just walk in a room and you have your presence is known. Like, she just does too much for it to be genuine. That's all. That's all.
Does too much, but
But
she can do she can do too much and still be confident though on the real. That doesn't take away. You can't take that away from her. I think it's just the business she's in, the show business. I think that's just what it is. She's getting in over her head a little bit because she's in that industry. I just think that's what it is. Doing too much to be extra fly and get all the attention. Yeah, I can see that. It is what it is. She wouldn't be my choice.
we know Ace would be your choice, right?
I would choose Ace over Comment.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. Who, if indeed Carmen is chosen, and we'll see. So yeah, cool.
All right. So it was a good conversation. We get to go through the submissive conversation without me getting grilled today. So I,
No, they didn't grill you. I think you did last week. You got a little out of hand, But this week, this week the ladies they were easy on you. So yeah,
Oh,
the
easy on me.
submissive thing. The
All
submissive thing
right.
is just a tricky word. You just have to be careful with it. That's all.
Yeah. And the way the friend presented it,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh yeah.
he likes a female who's submissive, like, and then she's like, "What?
Exactly.
Submissive is boring to me. I'm not submissive. I'm very independent. You can be independent and be submissive, woman.
Yeah.
That
Again,
doesn't.
I think men and women are just more triggered because that it's been abused, and so they're not having it. So hey.
I agree. It's being abused. Some guys abuse that,
Yeah.
and manipulate that. So yeah, it's just a dialogue. You just gotta have a conversation and see
Agreed.
what people mean by what they're saying. That's all it is.
So.
Yeah. All right. So we looking forward to next week, guys. We any last word?
Thank you guys for joining us this week. Thank you for not beating up Rod with the submissive comments. No one beat him up, and yeah, we hope to see you guys next week. Please
Thank
continue to comment,
thank.
like, and subscribe. So yeah.
All right, guys. So next week, thank you. We're gonna chop up the conversation next week again. A will be steamy, like Clifton said, drama, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun.
All right. Good night, everyone.